Channing, did you get your coffee?
Dude, single shot espresso with local honey. It is amazing.
We asked if you got your coffee, not what your fucking order was. Thank you.
You don't need
2 half-calf, decaf.
Is it Manuka honey?
What's Manuka honey? Is it the thick honey?
Manuka honey will change your life in
really.
multiple ways.
No, it is really. Manuka is different.
It will change your life. All right, we're going to get started.
Woo.
Richard was going through his toy box. You were getting coffee. I'm just here waiting. So
they got a lock to what? I don't know. It's probably used as a weapon when they're in the yard. I don't know. Remote control.
What yard? You guys don't have a yard?
No, the yard. In the prison grounds that are the kids. That is a kid's house. Some batteries. Lots of these.
Shoot up. Oh.
Yeah, I don't. Never know that the Doom box, the kids' Doom box. Oh, I found a Pokemon card. That's impressive.
Who is it?
Oh, let's see.
Nerd alert.
That's what I'm saying. Nerd alert. I don't know. Phalanx.
Don't know that guy.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. Basketball.
Right, this edition of basketball keyword safe word. This edition of Road Trippin, Richard Jefferson, Channing Frye. I'm your host, Allie Clifton. Again, as always, Kendrick Perkins will be joining after he does his other duties of the day, aka NBA Today. And there's a lot to dive into. Obviously, right there, you see us on YouTube. We have the game of the week coming out every week. So feel free to subscribe so you won't miss any moment spent with the four of us. Our text chain over the last week was really just about how the NBA is on one. And we're going to dive into some of that throughout the next 45 minutes spent together. Our guy, Kendrick Perkins, is going to get to the bottom of his love-hate with Boston, or shall I say the one-sided relationship going on there. But until Perk gets here, Channing came to me with a fun idea. And so I'm going to deliver for you guys. Okay? We're going to play something we like to call Trippin' or Rollin'. In some people's worlds, that may mean the same thing. But for Road Trippin's sake, they are different. So I'm going to give you a scenario. I'm going to give you a thought, and you're going to let me know if it's tripping or if you're rolling with the thought. Okay? Got it?
My man.
We're going to begin with, again, the positives, because that's what we like to do. Are the Cavs for real, or is the East just whack? So my question to you, are you rolling with the Cavs, or are they tripping? They are off to their best start in franchise history since the 76-77 season at 8-0. Did you guys know, sidebar, that the Warriors in 2015-2016 started off 24 and freaking 0?
Yeah, Luke was the head coach. Luke was the head coach. We were watching.
Fucking Luke.
But and also
24 and 0.
It's great. They were drubbing. Has Boston lost yet?
One.
Boston has lost one. The only undefeated teams left are the Thunder at 7-0 in the West and the Cavs at 8-0.
Do you know what was funny about that? You know what's funny about that?
What?
Luke doesn't get credit. Luke doesn't get credit for any of that. It goes to Steve Kerr because he was the associate head coach, and so he was.
That was when Steve was ill.
That's when Steve was ill. So they got going, but Steve just wasn't on the sideline. He wasn't doing any of that stuff. So while yes, I think was it 24-0 or whatever, and I feel like it took an overtime.
It was 24-0.
Yeah, to get an overtime game down, but ultimately it was just funny because Luke got that, but he didn't get the credit for it.
Oh. Poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy, rough guy.
Lukey Dookie.
His life is rough. 135-132, Boston lost to Indy. That's their one loss on the season. But let's get back to the question. Are the Cavs tripping or are you rolling with them?
I'll let Richard go. Mine's a little more complicated.
I am rolling. Right. I don't think the Cavs are tripping. Look at the last couple of years, the way every single year they've gotten better. Every single year they have improved. Every single year they have gone further. We want to focus on Boston. We want to focus on the new free agents that just got into Philly. We want to focus on the free agents that showed up with the Knicks instead of looking at the trajectory that the Cavs were on. Every single year they got better under Bickerstaff. Their first year in the postseason, they get swept. Next year in the postseason, they win the first round, and they actually play well against Boston, considering that a bunch of guys were banged up. Now, you go back into the season, all of their best players are under 30. So we look at OKC and their progression, Boston and their progression, all these teams that are kind of young in their progression, where the Cavs had a progression also. Did I think that they were going to start 8-0? No, but I do believe that if they could be the number 2 seed, the number 3 seed, that's what we were talking about. So am I rolling with them? Yes. Do I think that they're a championship team? I think they might still be a little bit away, but they're not far. They have 4 guys that were all-stars. Darius Garland, they have Jared Allen, Evan Mobley is right there. He's an all-star level player. He was up for Defensive Player of the Year. And then you add Donovan Mitchell, who's been an all-NBA 30-point-a-game scorer. So you have a 30-point-a-game scorer, and you have 2 defensive high-level bigs. And part of the reason why they struggled against the Knicks is that they didn't have enough depth. And so they went and added, our guy, the minivan. They went and added Strus. So they added some toughness. They added some shooting. And wow, they got better. Very, very simple equation. So 100% rolling on the Cavs. Do I think that they're going to win a championship? Let's slow down. But do I think Donovan can lead this team to a 50-plus win season if they're healthy, a 58-win season? If they're healthy, yes. Shoot, they're an 10th through the season, and they're undefeated. So I look at that and say, like, people were going crazy when we were talking about Donovan Mitchell as like an MVP potential candidate when they were 4-0, right? It's like, no, this is what this team can do. Now, are they built for the playoffs? One will find out. But are they built for the regular season? Damn sure.
What makes them not built for the playoffs?
What makes them not built for the playoffs? I think the toughness and size that they have, I think is a secondary thing. A lot of teams have toughness and size kind of in their front line, where you talk about, let's say, the Lakers or Memphis with Jaren Jackson Jr. Like, that's their front line.
Zach Edey, rookie.
But I'm saying, Boston, they're not tough, but they're just super skilled. Philly, you would say most of their toughness, I would say Paul George is a 2-way, Joel Embiid when healthy. I think their toughness comes from their bench, right? Whether it's the Tristan getting dirty, whether it's the Strus or what, just whoever it is. I don't think that their starting lineup is hyper talented, but I think they're missing, somewhat of an enforcer in that starting lineup.
So this is my reasoning. Do I think Cleveland?
No, answer the question first, and then give us.
I stand firm on this. I don't think you can go very far with small guards.
So the Cavs are tripping.
I like the idea of this for the regular season. But as Richard knows, and I have seen in past, what happens in the playoffs is if Darius Garland is one of the best young guards in the league. But what's going to happen in the playoffs is they're going to either put him on a post or they're going to put him in a screen and roll, and he's going to show and get back, and now you have triggers, right? So no matter how good your bigs are going to be away from the hoop 99% of the time. Now, is Evan Mobley going to get better? Is Strus going to get better? For sure. I think this is a hard thing to say because they are 8-0. But if you really want to go for a championship and you were like, okay, who do we got to beat? Boston? Let's match up player for player. You couldn't get past the first person and go, oh, we have an advantage. Because I don't think Darius Garland is an advantage versus Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown. I don't think he's an advantage. So if I'm Cleveland, I have to address that. And I have to bring some toughness, like Richard said, into that first unit. That's just me. So it's tough for me to say that. But when you look at these other teams, even Tyrese Maxey's not a small guard. Like Tyrese Maxey's a bigger guard. And then also,
well, Donovan, wait. You said 2 small guards. If you're going to say Tyrese Maxey is bigger than Darius Garland, that's fair.
Yeah, but he's like, right? Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, but that you just said, I'm saying, no, he's not as big as Donovan Mitchell. Let's calm down. Like, he's bigger, like, than Darius. Like, they're big.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell looks like a little bitty tank.
Right.
Come on
Okay,
now. There's
that
not a
build.
lot of.
I thought you were
there's not a lot
talking
of
height. I thought you were talking height.
Height. Okay, let's clarify height versus build. Because I was like, when we started talking about build,
No,
Donovan Mitchell
Donovan's
looks like
a
a tank. He's
Yeah,
a tank.
he is a tank. He built like a tree stump. So I am not for the championship. I'm tripping on Cleveland, and it hurts my heart to say that, but I got to be real on here.
But Channing, even breaking it down, like respectfully, what you said, you're really only saying one, possibly two teams that you would pick over the Cavs, and the way they're currently playing is that there's only one or.
I think they win. It's gonna sound crazy, 52 to 58 games in the East. I just think the Eastern Conference, you're gonna drub them. They're a really good regular season team. They're
and
a very
basically
good
saying that the East is whack as a conference.
No.
What?
No, East is not whack. East is not whack.
The
They're a little bit.
Chicago Bulls are at 3-4 and sitting in the 6th spot right now. In the Western Conference, 3-4 is 11.
But this is what I'm saying though. Hear me out really quickly. The first 10 games, it's 3-4. It's road trips. It's like yes, it's great to see some teams playing well. If anyone thinks that there's a chance that the Chicago Bulls can sustain even the 7th spot currently right now, right? Again, Lonzo's out for a time.
That's a question coming up. So save it. Sorry. That's a question coming up because I don't want you to give it all right now. Or we can just go there right now.
No.
Okay. All right. Let's go to number 2. We're going to the Western Conference. The Phoenix Suns will be a top 4 seed in the Western Conference. Tripping or rolling. Right now, they're top 15 in offense and defense. They're off to a 6-1 start in the number 2 spot. Haven't lost at home, 2-1 on the road.
Go ahead, Channing.
I'm rolling. Because realistically, the only 2 issues they've got to deal with are Nurk turning the ball over, but I think he can get better at that. Because now when they double team these guys, they're like, make Nurk make decisions. So over the course of the year, he's going to make better decisions. And then they cannot get stagnant in the fourth quarter. You just won't win these games later on as the season goes. They've had a lot of close games, so they will address those 2 things. Other than that, I think this team is finally going, honestly. So
now, Phoenix, we talked about it 2 years ago. I honestly, when I see things like this, I love taking a victory lap more than I normally do, which is often. When I talk about year two, when groups get together, year 2 is the year. Lucky, you're not saying you won't be good in year 1. Year 2 is the year. That's why there's so much panic in Milwaukee. Like, wait, we've had a training camp. Our coach has been here. Like, everything's supposed to be settled, and this is our product currently.
Trash.
The Phoenix Suns, last year, whatever, deficiencies. We talked about not having a point guard. So the same that the Cleveland Cavaliers, after playing poorly in the postseason, lacking toughness against the Knicks, it was obvious they added that, and their team made an incremental jump. Same with the Phoenix Suns. They had no point guard. James Jones, congratulations, our guy. We're not surprised he did something impressive. He went and got Tyus Jones, who is legitimate. Like, he's not a star point guard, but he can be your starter because he's hyper efficient, one of the most efficient point guards in the league. Go get Monte Morris as a backup. Now you got a backup guy that also plays the same type of basketball. What does that mean for having like non-superstars playmakers? They don't need them to be playmakers. They need them to get them in the offense and then go get those 3 monsters the ball and don't turn it over. Those 2 are 2 of the best in the league to do it, with Tyus Jones being number 1 at assist to turnover ratio. So immediately your offense becomes more efficient. All of these guys get into their positions, and this man's just here feeding them. I don't have to drive and create. No, I got to run the offense. Then you add our guy, Plum Dog millionaire, Mason Plumlee. So now you have a second big. And for people that are familiar with his game, he's a rolling big. He's a good finisher. He's a lob threat. And he's I would say in the top third of big man creators, right? In the sense that like he can dribble handoff. He'll do a dribble handoff keep. He'll do some things. He gets a little out of control sometimes. We love you, Mace, but he can create from within the way they play. So now you have Nurkic and you have Plumlee. So you have a big and you have a backup, legitimate NBA backups. If Nurkic is acting tripping, you just play Mason. Now you have Tyus Jones. So you filled out your roster and you've got 3 superstars that are in the prime of their game going ham. I am 100% rolling with the Phoenix Suns. Simple as that. And
go ahead.
But no, I was going to say the last part about it is that now they're able to withstand one guy going out or not. Because if Devin Booker has to miss time or somebody has to miss time for, let's say, 10 games for, whatever, the flu, you got guys that know how to run the offense. It's not like the superstars trying to figure out how do I up my usage rate because I got to be point guard, distribute, we're missing a guy. I love it.
It matters.
One guy we're not talking about that's huge
Kendrick Perkins.
Royce O'Neal. Oh,
that was bad timing.
That was disrespectful, Perk. That was the most disrespectful thing I've ever heard Allie say.
No. One thing you cannot do is come between me and Allie, okay? That's the one thing you can't do. Yeah. Now, I know she didn't mean anything by it. Nice try, though.
Tell him. I knew you knew me before I knew the both of them.
That part.
Oh,
sorry. Huh?
Maybe.
He was in Cleveland the year before you guys.
Yeah.
He was there.
Oh, he was. I forgot about that.
He came in as our enforcer.
Gotta have some toughness.
We needed a moment with Perk during the Cavs Celtics series. Wow, what great timing we had.
Right. That's when the hate started from the Celtics, right?
You know what my favorite part, and we'll get back into my favorite.
Kendrick Perkins, by the way.
Yeah, my favorite part about the Celtic hate, Perk, is that the player, the fans. While I love the fans, everybody, Celtic fans, don't get on me. Perk won a championship for you. Like Perk did all of that stuff. Do you think that you are going to be like, we don't want you to come support? What? This man had surgeries for you. Do you think he cares that you bought a jersey 15 years ago and blah, 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 blah. And like, you're like, I love that. We love the fans, but like, you have to understand your opinion is weighted at a certain level, right? So Perk gonna say what he says and he gonna speak his feelings regardless. So I just find it funny when it's just like that type of stuff.
Yeah, well,
Perk doesn't.
Well, I just think, listen, we're asked to give our honest opinion. And as I gave my honest opinion about Cleveland, I love Cleveland. I want to see them do well. But I'm also like, I got to give my honest opinion about it. Like I would give any other team. I love the Suns, right? I love the Blazers. I love the Cavs.
You love the Blazers?
Honest opinion on these teams.
You love the Blazers?
I like the idea of the Blazers. I don't like this. I don't like the makeup of this team. I think it's gross, but they got decent players.
Okay. I forgot you live there, so you can't talk too reckless.
Oh, I can talk as much as I want. I'll say, dude, they're not. They are in between. This is the worst spot. Like, are you trying to get a draft pick? Who are you trying to develop? Or are you just letting everybody play so you can start trading Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simons, Scoot, like all these guys got to be on the block.
That's why I'm wondering about Chicago. We used to talk about Chicago. It's like, let's see how long that lasts.
And Chicago's been in the mid. Chicago's the most mid. You know what Chicago is? A regular cheeseburger.
A beautiful city.
It's just
We're
mid as shit.
Chicago in 1 second, because clearly you guys have a lot to say about the Chicago Bulls in that number 6 spot. However, we're going to take a minute. Perk, you are entering into a conversation where we're playing a little game called Rollin' or Trippin'. They are not the same thing as it pertains to this podcast. But we're going to take a moment because I also started today's episode with the fact that our text chain was buzzing over the last week, just based off of all the things that were happening in the NBA, which involved you at one point in time. And the conversation actually began with you, Perk, where Channing put on the text chain, is this true? And it was, I'm just going to read it to give context, and then you, my friend, please have this real conversation. An anonymous Celtics player denied Kendrick Perkins from attending banner night. The respect for him is below zero. He disrespects our work and organization. You also had thoughts to say over the weekend about that, Perk, but since we have you here, your thought.
But I never actually addressed that lie. Number one, I didn't know I was banned because I never tried to go. So how would I know? I never received like a certified letter in my door saying, hey, Perk, you're banned from coming to ring night. And I never reached out to say that I was going to ring night. I actually was in LA working, right? And if anyone knows me like you three do, I don't like going to games anyway. Like I like watching TV from. And again, look, kudos to the 2024 champs, the Celtics. That's their moment, right? Like I wasn't the only one from 2008 that wasn't there. I didn't see Rondo in the stands.
Where's Leon Poe?
He was there. I think Poe was there.
He was there.
Was he?
worked for
Damn it.
himself.
I'm
Right.
trying to dude.
I mean, I didn't see PJ Brown in the stands. I didn't see James Posey in the stands. Like, the fuck? Here's the problem that I have, right? One, I never wanted to go to the banner ceremony. I never wanted to ride the duck boat at the parade with the 2008 champions. Like, I never asked for any of that, right? I get invites all the time from the organization to go to galas and things to that nature and charity events. I don't go, right? I get invites from the Cavs. I get invites from OKC. If I'm not working, I'm at home with my family. So I just don't like that. Like people are spreading these lies and saying shit like, "Oh yeah, Perk was banned." How the fuck I was banned? I never wanted to go. I never, nobody ever told me I was banned. And then, okay, if a Celtic player did say that, why you don't put your name behind it?
Oh, hey, just can we make a very clear statement here as three former players, a person in the media? While we understand sources and we understand how that works, there has never been 1 ounce of attention or respect that has ever gone to something that says an anonymous player. Never once in our lives. We can't tell you enough. Anonymous player says Jamal Murray is easy to guard. Well, do you know how cowardice that is? Then say it to Jamal Murray. Then say it. If he was so easy, you wouldn't be whispering that shit, right? So like that's my thing. The anonymous sources is the biggest joke. 99% of the time, we all think it's a lie for the media to get out a story. That's what we believe. Every player, even Jamal Murray said that. So when anything starts with anonymous player says this, that could be literally anyone. And so we don't play that game. We live in a space where people are serious. If you got something to say, then say it, right? And if you do it, you're a coward. And in professional sports, cowards don't last long.
I have a question. I have a question to all three of you, right? Allie, you're now doing an outstanding job, right, in LA doing your thing. Emmy Award winner, you know what I'm saying? I know you got them trophies somewhere around there, you know what I'm saying? Listen, RJ, Shannon, hell of a basketball careers. When you like, it comes a point where y'all close certain chapters of your life, right, and you move on. Like me personally, I have closed that basketball chapter of my life. I closed that when I retired. And now that I started my new career, it be times that, to be honest with you, I don't even like you come on the TV screen, it's like, oh, yo, former 14-year NBA vet, NBA champion Kendrick Perkins. I just want to be labeled as an NBA analyst, to be honest with you. That's how far removed I am from that area. Some people still want to live in 2008. If that's for you, fine. That's not for me. And I'm talking to a few of my Celtic guys like Scalabrini. If you want to continue to live in 2008 and we're almost 20 years removed from there, hey, man, do your thing. That's not me. That's not what I want to do.
My brother Scal got chill a little bit, though. Like, Scal, I know you represent the people. You are the people's champ. That was early. I love that, Scal. But don't forget. Let's just be... no, because Scout, like again, I played against Scout in college.
My God, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was never, but also sometimes we can get into the us versus them, and all of a sudden it's your boy versus your boy. That's not what this is. You don't like my opinion, you don't like something I say, then one, you address it from an analyst standpoint, or you address it from a personal standpoint. But if you want to start throwing shots, then that's what I'm saying. Scout, you got to chill with the shots.
Real quick, and I'm gonna give y'all the floor. You know what I had a problem with about when it comes down to Scout is this. Scal goes on his Series XM, whatever it is, with Frank, is it Asalo or how you say his last name? Whatever it is, okay.
Oh, Frankie Ice, the legend.
Yeah, and he brings up, Perk doesn't have an open invitation to the organization no more, right? This is after they win the championship. Scal, you have my number. Scal, I worked with the Boston Network. You and I were actually doing that together, right? So when Scal said it, before I went publicly and addressed him on media, I called Scal for a week straight. He did not answer my calls. He sent me a text message and said, hey, don't shoot the messenger, basically. And I'm like, what the fuck, Scal? Like, call me, dog. Let's have a conversation. So at that point, I got pissed the fuck off. Like, damn, bro, you can't pick up the phone and talk to me? Okay, cool. If we on that type of time, then let's be on that type of time. If we got beef and we got tension, then let's make hamburgers.
Ooh.
That was my only thing. I know Scal, my brother. We sat next to each other on the plane. I think everybody that knows Scal knows him. But I'm saying there is a way to handle things and to address them. So if all of us, or maybe not Channing and Allie, but me and you, Perk, we've said some things where we've gotten phone calls, or we've heard some things where we've called people and be like, hey, this is what it is, or what are your thoughts on this? And then we address it and then we move on. So to avoid that conversation or to not stand behind what you say, which is cool. If that's how you feel, then stand behind it. But then let me hear you say that you stand behind it, and that's not just some chatter that we're doing for clicks.
I'm quite shocked I've not got a call yet, because I've said some wildly
inappropriate. You've gotten some HR calls. No.
One time when I first started. One time.
Was it as bad as when I said masturbation on air?
No, that's funny, Allie. You're nasty. Listen,
I actually said observation.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. Go back and listen to the clip. I got it saved.
I don't listen to it.
Okay.
I don't want to listen to that. The Lord help you, little Perk.
Perk, I'm glad that you were able to address that.
Yeah, I'm done with that shit, though. Like, I just wish they leave me alone.
The funny thing, Perk, we not wait. The last part we're gonna leave is all three of us saw the text from someone in the organization saying let's grab dinner sometime. We'll leave it at that. We saw the text from, let's just say, someone very high, like, yo, what's up? Yo, blah, blah, blah. Let's grab dinner. Let me know when you're around. So there's not, because we don't do that, but me, Channing, and Allie know that is 1,000% false, because we've seen the exchanges, that there is no way that this man has been X. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't have a little beef. Don't mean that you don't want to talk a little trash. That's what we do. But to say, no, he's banned. The fuck out of here.
Wait, question. They had a
ban me from a public arena? Like what?
They had a 20-year reunion for the 2018, and everyone was going. Would you go back?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go back.
Okay. I just want to know,
because that was about his team. That's about
team. Yeah,
exactly.
I don't want to be a part. Like, let me ask y'all a question real quick.
You don't want no pom-poms? You don't want to be a cheerleader?
No.
When
was the last time y'all seen Larry Bird back in Boston?
Damn, good point. That is kind of weird, though, right?
Last time I saw Bird was in Indiana, because the All-Star game was there.
That has been like something that has been real. Like, even when I played for the Celtics,
you're thinking about it.
Even when I watched JoJo White, Tommy Heinsohn, Bill Russell,
Kevin McHale,
all come back to Boston, come to the practice facility. I've never once seen Larry Bird. Matter of fact, Allie, I want someone to get the facts on this, but I think Paul Pierce is quoted saying he never like officially met Larry Bird while he was playing for the Celtics or something along those lines.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Wow. That's crazy.
I would have never even thought about that. I would just assume.
And it's not no knock, but some people just don't like to, like, and it's okay.
But all people care about is Perk. All people want to talk about in Boston is Perk.
That is
Perk
crazy.
Well, we're rolling with you, my friend, and that's not just
Yeah.
because I'm part of the fans, because we know. If you know, you know. All right, so we're gonna dive back into tripping or rolling, and we'll start with freaking Chicago. We'll stay in the Eastern Conference. For some reason, these two have a lot to say about Chicago. My statement to you guys: Chicago Bulls will make the postseason. Are you rolling or are you tripping?
Tripping. Blow it up. Blow it up.
Number 6 right now.
I will never disrespect a team. I will never disrespect a team and say that they can't, because you don't know. They could get a trade. There's always a disgruntled superstar. Another team can say, screw it. Maybe they add Laurie Marketing and they'll give them a couple first round pick. You don't know, right? Maybe they decide to go a different route. But that being said, given their current roster, their trajectory, trading away Caruso for Giddey, that means you're going on a younger timeline. That's not me. That's just what those timelines say, right? The trade rumors around Levine or Vucevic, like all of these things, that tells me that they're. So sample size is 25 games. Like a third of the season, you know if you're good, you know if you're bad, you know where you need work, you know where you need help. So none of us are crowning the Cleveland Cavaliers the champions the same way we're not saying that the Bulls are done. We're just merely stating that you go 4-3 in your first 7 games. Like everyone's healthy, everyone's freshman. Congratulations.
So the Cavs, Celtics, Knicks really are the only 3 teams that I could say that are going to be in the playoffs without getting into the play-in tournament. That's the only teams in the Eastern Conference that
Orlando will be.
Orlando's but that oblique is we could be 6 weeks.
Yeah, man.
They probably torn oblique.
They could lose the next 5 seriously in a row. They already, I believe, on the 3 or 4 game losing streak. Allie, I think Chicago do get in the postseason, but it's gonna be through the play-in tournament. So I'm rolling.
Fair.
I'm rolling. It's gonna be through the play-in tournament, but that Kobe White is something special.
Here's my thing with Chicago. They have been the most mid team for the last 6 to 8 years. Mid. They are 7, 8, or 9 every single year. Zach LaVine, Vooch, and Kobe White don't work. And Kobe White is great. I say keep him. Where's Patrick Williams? The guy from didn't he go to Florida State? Where's he at? Where's his development? He's always hurt. Then you get Josh Giddey. So what direction are you going in? They just seem to be like, well, we're just going to keep playing you guys till somebody offers us something. Make a decision. Either redo it, because I think if they can get the right coach and the right team there, I think that's a great spot for Cooper Flagg.
I got a trade for y'all.
For him.
I got a trade.
Talk to me.
Boots to where?
Vucevic to New Orleans, some kind of package deal, and you bring Brandon Ingram to Chicago. Vucevic, hold on, hear me out. Vucevic is what Zion Williamson need.
Agreed.
Okay.
I don't disagree. The same way Giannis with Brook Lopez, it's
okay.
They match well.
And if you're Chicago, you got Kobe White, you get a Brandon Ingram that's 27, 28 years old, that's still capable of going get you 25 a night. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it. This is what I'm saying. They would have to pay Brandon. No, I'm saying they have to pay Brandon Ingram. And the minute you have to pay them, I'm just saying your timeline changes. If you can get a player that was between 24 and 25, right? Like that's a better window. Like maybe a guy that's still, on his second deal, but it's got 1 more year. Brandon Ingram's contract, if correct me if I'm wrong, is up at the end of the year. So you could ideally give away Vucevic, get Brandon Ingram, finish out the year, and he's like, I'm going to go be a free agent and then go someplace else. So I'm just saying. Okay, I got you.
If you're talking about the way it works, yes. When we're talking about the nuts and bolts, like I love the fact I would love Vucevic next to Zion Williamson, right?
All right.
A big that can shoot, that can do that.
Yeah.
Let him attack the paint. He's a double monster. So Zion's not a great rebounder, but he's a pretty solid, consistent rebounder. So yes, talent-wise, I think that'd be a great fit for the Pelicans. Timing-wise, I don't know about for Chicago.
Allie, since it's the Perk takeover today, since I came on, I got a question for you. All right,
Jesus,
are you rolling or you tripping? Let's talk about these Lakers, okay?
Jesus.
Is you rolling or you tripping right now? All right.
On the Lakers?
Huh?
On the Lakers?
Yeah.
I'm rolling with the Lakers.
No. I look.
Now go deeper into it. Now let's hear your analysis.
Yeah.
Okay, they had a tough loss.
I haven't even got the question out.
Okay.
Right?
Oh.
Now, they're going to be a play-in. I believe they're a play-in tournament team, max second round exit, which is not the standards for LeBron James, Anthony Davis team. The perimeter defense sucks. Okay, it stinks. Do the Lakers make a move? Do you think they need to make a move to get where they need to go?
If there is a move to be made,
are you rolling with a trade proposal or are you tripping?
Depends what the trade proposal would be.
Richard, help me out. Shannon?
It depends what the trade proposal would be.
I'm continuing to listen.
Give me a trade proposal.
Because this is the thing. There's no way with their perimeter defense, as great as it is, they ran into a lot of problems with Jamal Murray. Then you got Anthony Edwards. Then you got again, they took down Ja. But I'm saying there's a lot of good guards that if your perimeter defense is going to put too much pressure on your interior defense, that could be foul trouble. That could be this. You need, whenever the Lakers were good, they had a head of a snake. Where it was Schroeder, right? Rondo, they had a head of a snake defensively. They don't have that. They've been searching for it. That's why DeJounte Murray was brought up. So their perimeter defense is the one thing that if they make a move can take them from, yes, they were in the Western Conference, but they played well via good matchups. They could go up a notch if they added that component.
Well, Allie, are you rolling or tripping? Would you package up Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell for Zach LaVine, who's averaging 25 and shooting 56?
Nope.
No.
No.
He's not he's a great offensive weapon, struggles with availability, which you don't want to add that to an aging superstar and AD, right? You just hear me out. Then I'll shut up.
No, go ahead.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And then the next part is, in my opinion, we talked about defensively head of the snake, like that. Like you need a defender, and I don't think he's.
I need an Alex Caruso. Can he come back to LA?
Yeah, they need a
Good luck with that one.
They need a KCP. Think about that. Alex Caruso, KCP, Rondo. That's a defensive monster on your back. Then you combined it with AD, Dwight Howard. Like, come on, that team they were different.
You need dogs.
They had
LeBron
dogs.
James. If you go back and look at
so many of those.
Zach Levine, you would
but
consider
I'm just saying, you have to surround LeBron James with dogs. Like all the championships he done won, he's had dogs around him. Yeah. That shit sound like if somebody came to your front door, you just start wagging your tail.
Speaking of dogs, I think you clearly understand that. I understand that the Lakers need to be better defensively. They need to add a piece on the perimeter or figure out something. They're very top 5 starter rotation heavy. They've got to figure out their bench. It's the worst in the league right now. You need help for Anthony Davis. But
how much? Build a whole new team.
I don't want you to bring in just an offensive weapon. Like that's not.
Okay. I'm with you on that, Allie.
Allie goes, we need a new starter, new shooting, new bench.
We need everything.
I'm like, damn, what don't
That's
you?
actually not what I said. It's the one role I'm talking about. That's defense on the perimeter. Okay.
Y'all can't shoot for shit either. Good God.
That's not true. That's not true. Because before the Cleveland game, they were 4th in 3-point percentage at 38%. So no, that's not actually true. And actually, the first 4 games, you can even go to Phoenix. Their defense was just fine. Where they've run into a little bit of a mess is on the road in Cleveland. You hit that team that everyone's having problems with. So hang on, just back up that engine.
Did y'all just lose to Detroit?
Cook them, Allie.
They did. But Detroit also has a better record combined than the Bucks and the Sixers. Pardon my language.
The Bucks are a dumpster fire, and the
1-6
Sixers
and
are.
1-5. You guys figure it out.
Was that? This is why I said. But that's why I said you never say anything. You know, maybe Chicago's like, hey, Giannis, you want to come up the road and start over, right? In Chicago, like that's what I'm saying.
Traded himself. Okay, I want to get this thought because then Rich has to run in to meet you, Perk. But I think it would be great conversation for you guys. Okay, so we're gonna end on this: rolling or tripping. The last question I have: teams fear the Thunder, and this is coming from Draymond's comment regarding the Thunder's post-game way about doing interviews. The Thunder are 7-0. They're sitting at top of the West. And Draymond's thought was, the one thing I see about the OKC team that's alarming to me is their post-game. 7 guys in the interview. There's a certain seriousness. I'm not wanting you guys to attack Draymond. I'm asking the question.
I'm attacking Draymond.
Okay, fine. You can
attacking
take it there, but
Draymond.
let me add the context. There's a certain seriousness it takes to win in this league, and there's a certain fear you have to instill in teams in order to win. I just don't know if they're instilling that fear in teams with all the bromance and stuff after the game. Y'all are champions. Are you tripping or are you rolling that teams fear the Thunder?
You guys don't remember Bron in the
What are we doing?
like when we was doing him, D Wade and those guys would be doing interviews in Miami? We don't remember that? Dre, I had you as a rookie, dog. You know the brotherhood that you and Clay and Draymond, Iggy, Steph, the brotherhood that you guys, that bond, that like it's us, that's what made you guys different. People didn't fear you, but they know they couldn't break you apart because you guys were brothers. No one feared the Golden State Warriors. Draymond, you had to be that fire because you knew that they weren't feared. And so you brought that fire of intensity. But at the core of the Golden State Warriors, you knew that you guys could not be pulled apart. That's part of the reason why this breakup with with Clay was so mind-blowing and so emotional for the basketball community, because you guys showed that you couldn't be pulled apart because you guys were so tight. The camaraderie, everything was so locked in. And now you want to criticize because you're the OG. You want to criticize young players that were just like you. And before you say you weren't, I was there. I saw the elevation of your game from like proving you can do it to knowing you can do it to dominating it as one of the best guys in this league. So don't go OG now because you got some gray in your beard and be like, oh, those kids are just there. Get off my lawn. They're not taking anything serious. Kent Bazemore was spinning around celebrating everything that Steph and Clay and you were doing for multiple years because they were just a young and an intense. You guys were the same way. I hate to be the dad here. And, I'm the grandpa talking to the dad that's looking at the kids. Like, what's wrong with these kids? It's like, son, you were the same way. And that's a positive. That's 100% a positive thing. Don't do that. Come on, Dre.
If I'm him, I think
gray in your beard, but don't go grandpa on him. Don't go grandpa on him, Dre.
If I'm him, I think it's smart because he could be trolling. Because if he's done that and there's been success, Draymond thinks, dude, if we got a chance to go beat them, I have to separate them. Right? Like there's stories about what happened with James Harden and KD and Russ during those years in Oklahoma City. The only way to win is to separate them. So to me, I think that's a trolling job of what are you going to say? They're so connected when they play. So why not make them be individuals? They're so much stronger as a group. I think for me, it's more intimidating that all of them are into this culture and they do it together and they don't let anybody go outside of who they are. It's like when you come to Oklahoma City, this is what we do. Mm-hmm. For me, I got to break off somebody from that just to have a chance.
Like, yo, man, why they keep trying to steal your shine in the interview, man? That's your
that's
your time, bro.
That's your time, man. Good luck. and look, Allie, I'm rolling. I'm rolling because not only are they 7-0, it's been spankings. It's been fucking spankings.
Did you take your belt off?
Listen,
that's what Dad does. Dad does.
They didn't won every single game by double figures. And look, they're doing it in the humble way. look, Sam Preston organization, they're not even mentioning the word championship in the organization, and they know that's what they're going after. When you think about this team, majority of the time when we see them in a post interview, yeah, they laughing, they having a good time, but they also barking because they got dogs on the perimeter, starting with that linebacker and Luke Dort. They check all boxes. SGA, right now, we watching him. He's sacrificing 5 less points from what he was averaging last year, right? 5 points off his average.
Thank you, Chet.
We watching Chet Holmgren, who could possibly be an all-star this year, hold it down. They don't even have Isaiah Hartenstein back yet. That's another problem in this.
The player that they added, their big starting free agent center, who is a dog.
Who is a dog, right? J-Dub, who we know could go out there and get buckets. Isaiah Joe, straight up sniper. And look, they're not just doing this in Oklahoma City. They're doing this on the road. Dude, go back and look at SGA posts from last year after he got through spanking the Dubs in the Bay Area. Go look at his IG and see.
SGA was talking about Steph. He was talking SGA. I'm saying there were some subliminal Drake and Kendrick shots because Ant was complaining about not being able to touch him, and then there was some other stuff. It was like, Shea wants that smoke. That's my shit. Like,
he wants the smoke.
He wants.
And look, all of us on here know what chemistry look like, right? And it's a little thing. They whole team got swag. So I could tell that it's conversations that's being had about, who got the best fashion, because all of them got swag. Chet got swag. SGA. And like when you see that type of thing, I know just from watching, I could feel that energy. And I'm not even in that locker room, that all those guys fuck with each other. And it's so rare when you see young guys that have old souls. That team all those guys has definitely lost themselves in that team. They're coming out of the West. I don't see no team beating them in the 7-game series.
Hey, Perk. All this does is bring them closer. Draymond made them stronger by that remark. Draymond made them stronger. These dudes don't like it. These people hating on us supporting each other and being, we need to come in closer. Come in closer. Make sure they see us as a united front moving forward.
It was reported that the Thunder guys aren't really paying any attention to it and that they just kind of think it's weird.